All right, y'all. I am back. We're going to continue doing coaching content. I'm not so sure we're going to be playing Overwatch quite so much, but I did want to continue with coaching because I really enjoy it. I like helping people. I think I have a pretty decent idea of the concepts of Overwatch and am able to help. Maybe not to the extent of, like a professional coach or anything like that, but enough within my skill set and my capabilities that I can still offer some advice and some help to some people. So in this instance, we're actually going to be looking at Sai. Sai's on an alt, and she's actually smurfing in a bronze lobby, which is actually crazy work. But that's not too far, as horrible as it sounds. It's not too far from main rank, which is silver gold-ish. So it's not like you're drastically smurfing, but you are definitely smurfing, and you should absolutely just wreck house on this team. But it does not mean that there won't be opportunities to coach you, things to look at. And at the end of the session, and at the end of every session from now moving forward, what I'm going to do is, and I have done this to a certain extent, usually I think almost every VOD, but I'm going to be very clear about the practicing that I want you to do. So I'm going to pick like one or two things that I notice may have been a recurring issue for you, and I want you to go in to your practice into ranked and focus only on that for like a week. Maybe a little bit longer, maybe a little bit shorter. I don't know, but just focus on one or two things at most. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. This is Watchpoint Gibraltar. Sai is on Ashe. Hopefully someday Sai will become a Cassidy main, because I would love to do some Cassidy VODs. But I do have a Reaper VOD coming up, so we'll get to take a look at Reaper, and that'll be interesting. I'm not a Reaper player, and I don't play him super much, but I definitely know the macro, and I know how he's supposed to be played, so I think I can definitely coach on that a little bit. Anyways,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's see what we got. I have not played this game in like a week, and we'll probably not play it for many weeks coming. Yeah, that's spooky. Okay, why are we face tanking the queen? I mean, we know the queen's there. Okay, sure, she's by herself. Sure, okay, whatever. But why are we face tanking her? Why, if you really want to shoot her, like, why can't we just like do it back here? Like, we were running into queen and battle axe. It doesn't make any sense. Like, we just took slash damage, and if you notice, your health is now at 137 out of 250, which means you are now demanding resources from your supports or other people who may try to save you from taking damage. Like, look, you're already healing. You just took unnecessary damage. That is going to be one thing that you really need to work on as you get higher and higher, is minimizing the amount of damage you take. And it's usually pretty straightforward. It's not a super complicated process. You can hide behind a corner, play your corners. You can work on your peeking and your movement. And most importantly, in this situation, we cannot run headfirst into the tank who's right at the door. So that's just really silly, and it would be kind of disastrous if you end up doing this at a higher level. Okay, so I just want you to see where your entire team is. You are probably aware that your Genji is top left and going on a flank, so I don't necessarily mind that you're playing main here. You are playing main. Your tank is now pushing up right, so your tank is controlling right lane, which is pretty much up here. You and Yari are controlling mid lane. And then your Genji is trying to control left lane here. How is this bronze? This doesn't make any sense. This is lane control immediately right off the bat. Lane control, map control, angle control. I mean, looking at blue team here, this is pitiful. This is horrible. Like, just based on team fight positioning here, you guys win this fight 100%. Like, you guys just have them surrounded, but of course, y'all have to execute on your mechanics, and if it's bronze, who knows what's going to happen. But anyway, positionally, you guys are doing really well. Don't hate your position. I just want you to be aware that now that you know where the queen is, and you've seen that they have a cast there, and you've probably seen that they have an Ashe, you are free to come up here. You are absolutely free. Take this high ground and be oppressive from the high ground. It's still basically main, but it's main with high ground advantage, which is super strong. for you in this moment. So let's see the coach. Come on, coach up, take some height, coach up. Okay, we're just main botting. There we go, good job. Oh my gosh, wait. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just had to watch this POV. It's like she completely forgets about you like 5 different times. That's crazy. This is spooky. You know Wu Yang's trying to throw orbs up there. I mean, if you're going to just sit here and you know Wu Yang's aiming over there, you may as well just deepen, right? Like you're kind of just sitting there doing nothing, twiddling your thumbs. But you have this opportunity now at higher level. This Wu Yang will start throwing orbs over here. Like he will mix it up and he will try to catch you because he wants to trap you in here. This is what this Wu Yang wants you to do right now. This is what their team wants you to do. They want you to sit here and do nothing because you're not helpful at all right here. Obviously, you can't do anything. So at a higher level, this Wu Yang, if not somebody else, maybe the Juno comes up here and if they can't kill you, they at least try to keep you in this little box so that you just can't do anything. So you're doing their job. You're doing what they want you to do for no reason. Just come out, come rotate, come on over here, like rotate, look, peek. In the time it takes you to walk, you'll start your passive regen and just be very careful. Be very careful. Hide behind a corner, hide behind cover till you have full HP. If they start turning and looking at you, oh well. Oh well, at least we have downtime over here preparing to do something instead of downtime sitting here and waiting for nothing to happen. Wow, that flank really worked out for him, huh? That's crazy. That's okay. It's okay. Just awareness. Sorry, I gotta adjust this. I really wish there was a default setting there. You could just adjust that down, but there is not. There is not. All right. Yep. Nice. This is fine. Just waiting for our tank to come back, create some space. There we go. Alright. Alright, scary. Well, I really like that you're not focusing on tank here. It's really good that your instinct here is to start pressuring backline because they're free to you. You want to shoot the squishies. You don't want to shoot the tank. Their tank is way overextended here, and if you are able to hold their backline off, then you absolutely win this fight. You kill the tank, and the rest is history. This is a good Bob as well. I like this Bob. Their tank is extremely overcommitted. The Bob is going to go into the back and create chaos and harass this Juno and the Cassidy. That's pretty good. Wu Yang is up here. Genji's dealing with him. Yeah, no. I still like this Bob a lot. I mean, I think you win the team fight based on this Bob, but to be honest, if you just hit your shots here, you don't need Bob. You don't need Bob, but I know that's harder said or easier said than done, right? But realistically, maybe you rotate over here, you just take an angle on this Cassidy, you 2-tap him like you did with Ashe. I mean, it was nice 2-tap on the Ashe. You can definitely do it. Do it on the Cassidy, do it on the Juno, whatever. Like, just take an angle. You could have just come right here and harassed them without having to commit Bob here, but I don't hate Bob. You have it, use it, right? Nice. Yep. Thank you, Bob. Good Bob.
Count 'em up. I can always count on you, Bob. Let's move the payload out.
Team killed.
Has been cut down.
I like it. We're thinking about next fight. We're staging. This is good. If you want to stage, you can either go up to where Genji is, which is maybe safe-ish. Alternatively, you can come play server. I like playing server quite a lot, but this is a little bit more isolated. It really depends on where the cart is, where your team is. If the cart starts to come up to about right here, then server is definitely the place for you to play. You can always deepen right side. You can look to go under, take an angle up here. You can look to go over here. You can look to go up the stairs and take an angle on height. Also, very dependent on their team comp. Like if they have dive and you're over here by yourself, and the cart's over here, it's probably not going to work out super well for you, but just you have options, and if you need, you can always rotate back here, and then you have your team in front of you when the cart's right here and back, like, so you have options. Right now, the cart is not up here, so I don't really hate that you're not to server room yet, but if you're going to take a position, you need to do it now. Looks like that's what you're doing, and you might even be thinking about, oh my gosh, my Genji's up there, I don't want to stack with your Genji. Or stack with my Genji. This would be a semi-appropriate time to stack with Genji. Here's why. Nothing's happening. The fight isn't happening. We don't know if Genji is going to stay here, so you may as well just come with him and see what he does. Also, he has significantly better mobility options than you, so when this team fight does start, it's very unlikely that he's just going to sit here in the same way that you would and poke. Like, Genji will just move around. He will just take a different angle just because that's how Genji is played. So if you decided to go up with him here, that would be fine, but you don't. And I have to wonder if you're thinking about stacking. Just like with everything else in Overwatch, rules are meant to be broken, right? They're going to be broken quite a lot. So even though it's definitely not the best idea in the world, if you're in the habit of stacking with your other DPS, there are situations when it's appropriate. And it's just going to take experience in figuring out when those situations are. But as like a general rule of thumb, if you just want to stick to something, sure, just avoid stacking. And then as you get better and as you get more experience, then you can start to figure out, okay, well, actually, when can I stack? I like that, looking through the floor at our teammates to see exactly what's happening, which I think is why you decided not to rotate over here quite yet, because the cart wasn't there. Your teammates aren't over here, so this is showing really good awareness. Good decision making, in my opinion. I would have used dynamite. We're holding on to a pretty vital resource here. And as soon as we turn this corner and we see this Juno and this queen, to me, that's worth it. So I'm throwing dynamite. And then by that time, Cass walks in the frame. Maybe this Wu Yang walks in the frame. And we get a juicy dynamite. I don't know. It's fine. Nice shots. Really nice shots. But we are holding on to dynamite when we definitely could have used it and gotten a lot of value from it. Good try. Okay, we're starting. We're like, this is just outside of Ashe's effective range. We've already gone up a couple picks, right? But we just lost our tank. Is that what happened? Our tank ulted. Goes down. But we're trading. So it's pretty important that we apply a lot of pressure here quickly. And I would rather you, at this point, coach up here to be up here to apply this pressure, because realistically, from where you are right now, your sight is limited. Nobody else is coming into your vision. This Ashe is just standing out in the open for some reason, but that's the only person you can see. And then also, if you were to just stand here, we're starting to get, as I said, outside of your effective range. So they're starting to become a little bit too far. Like if anybody else walks out here, you're just really not going to do a whole lot of damage. You hit a nice headshot. It tanked her down to half HP, which is really nice. But I'm hoping that as soon as you're done dueling this Ashe, you coach up here. That's what I want to see. Nice, good shot. Another queen. Oh my gosh. All right, big C9, big C9. So why do I not like this rotation from you? For one, we're dropping. We're giving up high ground. There's not really any need to do that. Yes, you're trying to deepen your angle. I do like that. But there's a way to see more of the point that isn't drop and run behind the cart. And I've already established that would be to coach up here. Gives you much better view. You maintain your high ground. You maintain your cover and your positioning. And you maintain an angle. You don't stack. I mean, there's lots of benefits. So I don't like this rotation. But it works out because, I mean, they see 9. Okay, I don't hate that. This is scary. Wow. And you are aware that you have your Juno. Are you going to hit your head? You're aware that you have your Juno and your Yari with you, so not disengaging by coaching with what you're doing right now isn't the worst thing in the world. You do not hit your head. Wu Yang goes on a crazy flank. Forced to disengage. Did we forget about Wu Yang? Wu Yang? Oh. I like how you're ignoring Queen. I didn't like how you ignored Wu Yang because he was a direct threat to you and is somebody you can kill. But I like how you're ignoring Queen because she's been out of your LOS for a while. And she's also like, what, full health? Yeah, full health. So realistically, what are you going to do? It's significantly better to just be shooting squishies here, as it usually is most of the time, unless you're really trying to help pressure down or whittle down their tank for whatever reason. So yeah, this is good. This is good. These doors are going to close soon, though, so we definitely need to start thinking about moving up. Okay. Nice. Good job. Good taking high ground here. This is big. Yeah, I mean, this is an appropriate time to shoot tank. Why? She's just your closest target. You could try to, like, peek around here and shoot this Juno, but might be a little bit hard. She's in the air using her movement, and shooting a Juno who's strafing back and forth in the air is not the easiest thing in the world. So just the fact that you are prioritizing the Queen here, I mean, you're Genji shooting the Queen, and the Queen is the closest to you, I think that's quite appropriate. I think it's good. Good job. Nice. I was just going to say, now that this Juno's entered your sight line and the Queen is out, there's an appropriate time to switch targets. A little bit of a panic drop there. We didn't need to. I understand why you did. Good coach. You definitely want to avoid that slash. Slash is very powerful for Queen, right? So waiting to use coach to prevent yourself or teammates from getting slashed is a pretty good use case for coach. So that's a nice job. Okay, good perk usage again. Let's start thinking about where are we going. I know you want to get your health back, but we need to do something. The fight's still happening. Okay. Yeah, short little angle here. Definitely like it. Definitely like it. Part of me wishes that you went and took high ground back, but then your rotation from here is either going to be you sit here and poke main, or you walk over here. And if you decided to do that, it would be really good for you positionally, but you would also be out of the fight. And so I like that you're rotating here now. I just think that maybe when you're back here, maybe the solution is to coach up and then start the rotation a lot earlier so that you could be up here by right now, where you are right now. But yeah, I mean, it's good. That's good. Nice, good job. Standing still, we're aiming a little bit low.
I know you'll be right back. Let's get our payload moving.
No way. Wow. That's some talent. All right. So we have Bob. I'm sure we're, yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure we're thinking about that as you say that your ultimate is ready. Positionally, this is pretty good for you. Another thing to consider, though, is if you wanted to be a little bit more aggressive, just come play out here. This is brutal for the enemy team if nobody contests you up here. You're taking a very, very strong angle on them because you know where the rest of your team's going to go already, right? Your Arissa's walking back from spawn, but the rest of your team is probably just going to walk down main, right? So if they do that, you being up here, adding pressure to main, isn't the best, because where are these guys going to hide? They're going to hide back here, they're going to hide back here, they're going to hide back here, they're going to hide in here. Whereas if you're up here, you can deny a lot of the space that they would use for cover and just create just this nasty crossfire kill box. So good job for being on high ground. I'd like to see maybe a little bit more aggressive staging here. At the same time, you might just want to be playing it safe, or you might be just playing it safe right now because your tank is coming back from spawn. Your Genji is here. Your Juno just like turbo fed, or whoever it was, right? It was your Juno? Yeah, it was your Juno. Just walked into Bob. So you are down. So I don't know if being down deters you from taking an aggressive position like this, but you can always start here and coach out. I mean, Ashe is really good at disengaging with coach gun, and if you're here, you can coach out over here, and suddenly you're safe. Like if you just as simple like over this tarp and off to the other side, well, now what are they going to do? Absolutely nothing. It's a really, really good disengage. The other option, which a lot of people will do, is they play on top of ship here. And I like this quite a bit. It's very, very strong, especially on defending. Like if you manage to get up here and you're just looking down here, it is very strong. But on attack, you can definitely use it as well. You could use it as a sight line into this lane, for example, which is what I would do a lot of the time. Is it's a lot safer to be up here shooting into there than it is to be right here shooting in there. You know, you have a lot more cover up here that you can use, and your disengage is clean. You don't even have to necessarily coach, so you don't have to waste a resource to disengage if you get in trouble. But in this circumstance, I wouldn't say that it's really applicable for you to be up here right now, because our intention would be to create this crossfire here and see this part of the map and expose all of this, which isn't really the easiest thing to do on ship. You could come up here, but it's just not, it's just tight. It's really tight when we want to create this wide vision, wide view, wide angle. Anyway.
Bob, do something.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I'm sure you're going to get value because it's bronze and it's not in a bad spot. It's just really early. It's just really early. I mean, nothing's happening yet. They're just regrouping and you threw Bob. So a better team just immediately kites and or dumps resources into this Bob, and Bob does nothing, and then you, because it's so early, have a team that has now just like reached the cart by the time they get their resources back. So it's just really early. But it still probably works out for you. But I don't hate the placement. Placement's pretty good. What happened to this cast? Did he get thrown up in the air by the Bob?
Your end is within my reach.
Bob, do something.
Yeah. He probably still dies. If you didn't know, you can jump up on here, and then jump up on here, and then jump up on here, which is what I thought he did at first, but this makes a lot more sense. Yeah, anyway, I don't hate the Bob. I just think it's really early. Yep, nice. Just look at crosshair placement here. I know you probably weren't expecting, well, maybe you should have been expecting this Ashe to be up here, because you did shoot at her. You rotate in here, you think the mini's on that side, but it's not. Mini's over here. But then look at where you're aiming. Like, if you know this Ashe is out here and you're aiming at the floor, our crosshair needs to be here. It needs to be at this height as we swing this angle. And because it's not, you take damage, and if you hadn't got that many, you would be dead. And you still might be dead because this Ashe caught you off guard because of your crosshair placement.
Thanks.
But your Genji bails you out. If that Ashe used their dynamite, or just hit one more shot, you would have been in trouble. And that's just crosshair placement. I feel like you're lagging a little bit, huh? Like your aim, like especially right now, everything's a little bit jittery, but I've noticed it. Like this is what it usually looks like when you're lagging. Oh, I hate this rotation. This is horrible. Don't ever do this. Look where you started and look where you're moving. Starting up here is fine, but you quickly realize that unless you're going to go for what your Genji's going for, which is some crazy flank play, it's usually not very valuable to Ashe. Now, sometimes the enemy will stage up here on defense. I definitely do. And then in this case, you would have... this would be more justified to be up here, because then at least you'd be trying to clear whoever's on height over there. But as you can feel, and as you notice immediately, there's just really nothing to do up here. So this high ground's kind of bad, right? So you just drop and rotate. I just don't like that you're doing so out in the open. It's just completely out in the open. We don't coach. We don't wait and see what's happening. We don't even try to come over here. We don't drop over here and then look out. We don't wait in the room. We just walk across, and that's very dangerous. Your other play, which sometimes I do, even on Ashe, if I'm just trying to be, like, if nothing's happening and I feel like I really need to make something happen, I will come over here and rotate through here and just try to trade with somebody. Just try to trade. Like, take out somebody because I know I'm going to die, but take somebody out, and in doing so creates usually quite a big distraction, which may give my team the opening. So just keep that in mind. That is an option for you. Obviously, this is your first fight on this point, so I wouldn't expect you to do that or anything like that. I won't even be thinking about it at this point, but that is an option that you have in your toolkit. Okay, alt spam. Everybody press Q. Okay. This is... okay. Don't hate it. Don't hate it, but look where you are with in relation to your team here. You see it? You see it? All 5 of you, same angle, just staring down main. Now, there's not really a whole lot of other places for you to go, but if you are just going to stay and stare down main, let's probably try not to be next to our tank. I'd prefer it if you had rotated over here, you know, came back to this room here, and then as the fight developed, maybe you could rotate over here, look for this angle up here. You can come up the stairs and watch over here. But sitting right on top of our tank here doesn't make me feel super comfortable, and I would just be like, alarm bells would be going off my head if I was you right here. And this is crazy. This is everybody in like the tightest stack I've ever seen. All right, so again, we continue to play main, but at this point, why not just coach up here, right? Which I think you probably do. But we're stacked with our tank and our Genji at this point. There, Juno's just fighting the Queen Empire, so that's awesome. So yeah, also when if you're not gonna take this longer angle back here and the cart's moving forward, then you could just look to come in here. Maybe catch somebody over here who might be standing there. If not, you could always rotate up without having to use your coach gun. You have options, basically. You have options. Nice shot. It's winnable. It's winnable. Okay, good coach. Don't hate it. Okay. Let's not just stand here and do nothing, right? Like, we need to harass this Cassidy. Maybe we can kill him, maybe we can't, but we need to at least see. Like, we haven't seen him at all, so we know he doesn't have any charge on us. And the thing about Cassidy is you want to peek him as early as possible into his ult. If you didn't know, his ult builds faster the longer it goes. So I don't remember the exact number of seconds, but I think it might just be the first 2 seconds of his ult. He builds damage on his targets a lot more slowly than after the first 2 seconds. So peeking a Cassidy ult late is a lot more dangerous than peeking it early. Okay, I mean, that's fine. Respect all, that's fine. Nice shots. What are we gonna do?
Thank you kindly.
I mean, in any other rank, you'd be dead 10 times over, right? Whatever. I'm not gonna talk about it. Yeah. No, we're not gonna. You should have died
You won't get the best
a lot
of me.
earlier than that, so it doesn't even really matter.
60 seconds to mid.
Bob's almost ready. My ultimate is ready.
Um. I don't like your instinct here. I don't like your instinct here, given what we saw in front of us.
30 seconds.
Right as the bomb came out.
We must hurry.
Like, watch what happens, right? And pay attention to your team. Look at what your Genji's doing. Your Genji's in. Your horse is almost all the way up. Now, granted, your horse does turn around, as we see. But this Bob going past you, right? It's going all the way down here, giving you plenty of time to get over here without having to come all the way back and then be zoned and do nothing here. Your instinct is to just run away and fall back when you're walking towards where the Bob is going. First of all, like, I don't know why I sounded Canadian there. But you're walking towards where the Bob is going. You're walking back. You're giving up the space that you were fighting control. You're leaving your Genji to 1v5. Your Juno's over here, I guess, for some reason. So your instinct to just turn around and run away here, I do not like it. I would have much rather, as soon as you saw the Bob come out here, coach in here. You don't have to be perfect. Like, I'm not expecting you to be a gymnast here and coach into the door and through and into cover, but just coach like over to this ledge and walk in, like, get over here. Like, this is the place you want to be right now during this fight. And your Yari certainly wants to be up here too. Like, your Yari should walk forward. You should come over here. Your tank should start to hold this corner. They got plenty of time. They should start to be probably a little bit more aggressive. Your Genji's blading. Tank's almost ult. But we are all just turning around. And now we're going in here. Okay, we change our mind. Why do we change our mind? Because Bob's in a bad spot. If Bob hadn't missed right here, that would have been over for you in this team fight. You would have lost this team fight if this Bob didn't miss. Because of your rotation.
Bob, do something.
Do you hit somebody?
Bob, do something.
Yeah. Yep. Well, we are just sitting main on the floor on cart. I don't know what else we expect in that situation. It's not a bad Bob. I mean, you were just really winning the fight to begin with. Like, if you notice, you are fighting 4v2 right now. And definitely did not need it. But the placement's okay. You hit the Moira, which is a plus. But as you can see, they just kite the Bob, and your Bob has nothing to do. So it's only bad because the status of this team fight did not dictate the need for Bob, as evidenced by Bob just standing there.
The clock's ticking. Get the letter.
And I don't like the blind dynamite guess. Like, you need the dynamite. You need the dynamite for when you actually see somebody and they start pressuring you, or you want to pressure them and deny them space. Like, you need that. Just don't guess with dynamite here. Wait. Be patient. And also, don't play there. Play up here, please. If we're just going to sit main, please just play up here. I know it doesn't give you an angle into this room. Fine. Whatever. I don't care. Look, queen walks out anyway. Contest queen. We can pay attention up here in case they didn't want to come up and flank us. In which case, of course, we drop. But at least we'd have that vision in the sight line. And more importantly, it'll allow you to control the back line coming back from spawn, which you don't, and you die because of it. And you wouldn't waste your dynamite. Now you'd have dynamite for this Wu Yang, and you are significantly harder to hit for this Wu Yang being up here. So if he decides to go for you, then it makes his life a lot harder. And you have this sight lines on this Bastion, you have sight lines on the Ashe. Oh, I don't know, that was very, 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 very sloppy, very sloppy. You know better. You know better. You're just playing in a bronze lobby, so you think you're gonna get away with stuff. The reality is, if you do not execute the fundamentals of Overwatch, you will always get punished, regardless of whatever rank you are in.
Ready for battle.
Is it not gonna load? Oh, there we go.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
Okay. Yep, no hate it. Definitely a lot safer to start over here as Ashe, usually. Now, I will say, if they have a Widow, you know, that's always the contingency to starting out in a safe, long-distance range spot like this is always, do they have a Widow? Or a Hanzo, I guess. Like, this would be risky if they had a Widow, but they obviously did not play Widow at all last round, so you wouldn't have any reasonable expectation that they would here. So I don't hate it. And starting off here is, you know, safe to see what the rest of the team is. So if we establish that they don't have flankers, if we establish they don't have flankers or flyers or people with verticality who can take height away from us, where do you think our rotation should be? Because a lot of knowing, God, I'm so sorry. I might have like something in my throat here. A lot of knowing where to position comes from knowing what the enemy team has, and that can be what they have as heroes. You know, what their like overarching lineup is, or it can be what they have as abilities. Like, does Genji have dash, for example? They don't have a Genji, but it's just an example. Like, does a Genji have dash? Does a Wu Yang have his jump? Does the Winston have jump? Does Diva have thrusters? You know, stuff like that, which will dictate whether or not you are safe in a certain position. So, when you look at this and examine their team structure, they're running the exact same thing that they were, with the exception that their Cassidy is now on Bastion. You need to be thinking, how can I abuse them? How can I take advantage of this situation and make it more advantageous for myself and my team? But the answer is very, very simple. It's just sit up here. It's just sit up here, because realistically, what is anybody on their team going to do? Now, I wouldn't necessarily recommend sitting right here, but coming out through this doorway and taking an opportunity to poke, I mean, Merry Christmas, right? There's a Bastion for free. What are they going to do? They can't do anything. They genuinely can't do anything. The only person that can reasonably contest you is this Ashe. And you shouldn't be scared to take an Ashe duel. Just take it. If the Ashe wants to pressure you off this high ground, sure. Try and stop me, you know? Take that duel. So anyway, I don't know why your Genji's here, by the way, but... And we don't apply the amount of pressure that we could be applying from taking advantage of better positioning.
You owe me one.
Also, if you really want to sit up here and you know they don't have a Widow and you want to be even more aggressive, you could just coach up here. You could just sit on top of this ball. It does expand your sightlines a little bit. Like sitting up here allows you to see behind this cover, right? But it does expose you a lot more. But I mean, if all we're doing is going to be sitting here, I might look to get, you know, a little bit creative and aggressive with my positioning. I do coach up here sometimes, and a lot of the time I take a shot and then walk off. That's just what happens. But that doesn't mean you can't try it.
Dynamite out.
Good crosshair placement there. Yep, this is good. Okay. Oh, nice
I know
shots.
you won't be back.
No. Go up there. Go pressure. Like, you're the only person on your team who's going to now this is your responsibility. Like, now you have to be up here. Now you have to clear this. You're the only person on your team who's going to be capable of doing that, right? You've lost your Genji. And look at the status of the team fight. Like, your supports are scared and low HP. Your Rissa's by herself. Like, you cannot allow this Ashe to have this control of this space.
She's gonna blow.
Like, you need this space for yourself. You just need it for yourself. Because now we're not doing anything except worrying about the Ashe duel. And really now, we're really just screwing our team over because we're not helping them at all. This Ashe is doing a fantastic job of controlling this space and controlling you. Controlling you, more importantly than controlling the space, she's controlling you. She's preventing you from helping your team at all. So as soon as this Ashe turned around up here and went up here, that is my cue to I am going to go chase this. And I'm going to go fight, and if I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. But it's a 1v1, right? She doesn't have a mercy pocket. She doesn't have a support pocket or a tank pocket or anything. She doesn't have anything. It's a 1v1. The only thing that she would have would be coach. And in a 1v1 against an Ashe, I'm not too concerned about coach. I'd much rather have my dynamite. And if I have dynamite, then I'm fine. So yeah, you've just been sat down, unfortunately, and controlled to this side of the map and not really helpful, and we die. Yeah, the mistake was just simply, for one, not recognizing the space that you could have taken much sooner and would have prevented the Ashe from taking the space. And then your other mistake is just allowing the Ashe to just exist up here. Like, if your Genji was alive and pressuring the Ashe, then fine, you don't need to pursue that. But he wasn't. He's dead. Coming back from spawn, you need to be up here. You need to control the space. And you probably would have lived, provided you win the duel, which I think you would.
I'm about to pitch a fit.
Hey, catch.
Don't love that we're staging on low ground here. Especially now that after they reworked this map forever ago and added this staircase, there's no reason for anybody, especially DPS, to not just come up here, just wait up here. But we're just staging low. Hopefully we rotate. Because, like, it's just not like... that's fine. But like, this doesn't feel good, right? Like, you try to push out this doorway, it just does not feel good for anybody. Like, the tank can do this, usually, sometimes, but usually the rest of the team can't. Like, your alternative then is to come over here, which is a lot more open, right? Like, this doorway is massive and open and allows a lot more sight line than this tiny little door here. So, like, this just doesn't feel good. This feels a little bit better. And then optimally, this just feels fantastic. Or this feels fantastic. So, yeah, coaching up here, but you didn't need to waste your resource when you could have just staged height a lot earlier just by walking there. But I like that you're going up. Okay, we're moving a little bit too much there, but you recognized it and stood still. Yep, good job. Stand still. Yep, good. Good. This is fine. I don't like what I'm seeing mechanically here. What are we doing with our crosshair? Watch how we're moving it. Okay, wait, we gotta go a little bit further forward. Here we go. We start down, not even looking at them, and then flick up. Like, it looked really weird. Okay, you see it? Ready? Just keep your crosshair there. Just keep it there. Just keep the crosshair and don't move it. We're doing it again. We're doing it again. We're like making these very large movements when we really don't have to be.
Not bad.
That last shot was a little bit better though. That last shot was a little bit better. That's fine. Oh well. Ashe had a nice shot.
I know one thing. Someone's gonna pay.
Stop the payload from moving.
Okay, good. I like that you're up here. Really good. This is very painful for them if you're staying up here. Only thing is, without any support, it's a little bit awkward for you. So just be prepared to disengage quickly. And remember, if you are starting to take damage, especially in a position like this, use your coach. Just coach out. You want to get out quickly. You don't want to risk taking tons of damage or dying. But, I mean, realistically, what are they going to do to you up here? You should be okay to survive up here for a while. Yeah, this is fine. And there you go. You use the ship as cover. Only thing is, you could have mitigated probably half the damage you took just by coaching out. You weren't at risk of dying, so I don't necessarily hate it. Like, you know that Bastion's not going to kill you. So you can just walk away. But there's always a risk. Like, I don't know if you knew where that Ashe was. And you should be thinking right now about, okay, well, who's the only person that can reasonably disrupt me up here? And it is that Ashe, so you need to be really thinking about what that Ashe is doing, listening for the Ashe's audio cues, especially if you're going to be repeating this on half HP, like you're a headshot away from death. It's okay. It's not great though. Let me show you why. Right here. All I gotta do is just walk around the corner, and then your Bob is useless. It's okay, because I have a feeling like these guys are not gonna do that, but they might. They might. But you're creating chaos. I do like that you're creating chaos. You are putting it behind them. You're just not really thinking about the map here, and you're not thinking about where these guys are gonna run to. So yeah, I give this Bob like a 4 out of 10. You secured the elimination on the Bastion, that's good. Now, if you throw this Bob over here with the intention to box them in here, that's fine. I wouldn't hate that. It would mean that your sightlines and your ability to help your team wouldn't be quite as high, because if you're going to just play on the ship here, like, you're not really going to have sight on the people you've zoned into this area. So then it would become much more of a, I'm going to throw Bob to zone their team into my team, and then I just trust my team to win, and I can, like, maybe tickle them with dynamite or something. I don't know. But if you're looking for an individual play for Bob here and having effective value, maximizing the value that you can have, it just isn't super solid. It isn't super solid. Like, let's back up and let's pretend that their team wasn't stupid, right? And we're walking, and wow, Bob's not a threat anymore. And nobody had to die. And this Ashe can't see us. You see? Nice pick. Nice pick. Yeah, it's just an awkward shot. Not really a whole lot you can do there. It's fine. Good crosshair placement. Good expectation. Horrible Bob from there, Ashe. That's a 1 out of the 10 Bob right there. Why is that Bob so bad? It's way too early. Nothing's happening. Their entire team just died. She's the only one forward. Nothing's happening. She can't 1v5. And of course, your Kiri still somehow manages to die to it. But that Bob's horrible. That's just absolutely terrible. They're just still walking forward, just one by one. It's crazy. So what did we have that entire time that we were taking damage? Right now, boom. Disengage. Where? Over here. How? Coach. Boom. Coach. I'm out. Coach. Look at this. Oh my gosh. If his Ashe had even the tiniest better aim, you're dead 100% of the time. So how do you avoid dying 100% of the time? You just coach. You take this headshot immediately right here, right? Boom. Okay, body shot, whatever. Oh my god, I just took damage from a direction I'm not looking at. They have an advantage. I know it's the Ashe that shot me based on the sound. I do not have the advantage against that Ashe. I am coaching out. Boom. Quick decision. Like super fast. And that will become more like muscle memory and instinct for you. But in order to build that, you need to start practicing that, right? You need to start practicing. Oh my god, I just took damage. I wasn't expecting to take damage necessarily. And I need to disengage from that position really quick before I die. So I'm going to coach. Okay, Wu Yang's blind. We love that. Yep. Okay, whatever.
Stay out of my way. Is that a present?
Your mistake is coming back. Grabbing this Benny is fine. But given the proximity of this queen and the fact that you just used coach to get the queen away, you still got hit by slash, by the way. You did it a little bit too late. So you coached too late, you got hit by slash, and you coached the queen away. So now we don't have coach, we don't have dynamite. Okay, so now we're bleeding. Yes, we definitely need a little bit here. But then, given that proximity of the queen coming back in front of her face, you're just gonna die, right? And you did. So what do we need to do instead? We need to walk this way. Well, what are we gonna do over here? Either we go for a crazy nice play, nice big flank, try to trade with this Bastion, or guess what? You jump on that, you jump on this, you jump over, or you jump on top of the ship. But coming back with this queen already walking on you from this direction just sealed your fate, unfortunately. I'm gonna try to skim through the rest of this here, see if anything else sticks out to me. Let's see how you use Bob on this fight. This is scary, but don't go that way. Just keep going, just keep going, just keep going, just keep going.
Do something.
Yes and no. Kind of like it, kind of don't. It's a little bit too early. Just a little bit too early. And I don't think you were taking into account what their team has here. Like their Bastion's in turret form, literally just transformed. It's gonna absolutely melt your Bob. Bob is also cut off from this angle on the queen, right, by the cart. And so realistically, this queen just walks forward and gets knifed forward, whatever. Realistically, this Bob didn't do anything. Your queen did the majority of the heavy lifting here, and your Bob, the only thing your Bob really did do was scare their queen to making a really bad decision. But if this queen did not make a bad decision, this Bob would have done nothing. So I really don't like it. It's just a little too early. If you're going to throw this Bob here, it's not a bad spot for Bob. Just wait till the cart's here. Just wait till the cart's like right here, because then their team's going to be pushed forward. It can be a flank Bob, and you can just create chaos back here. But this Bob, as you can see, just got shredded and melted immediately, and really didn't have much value at all. Yeah, I don't mind that you're up here.
You'll pay for that.
Okay, we know where their Ashe is. We hear her shooting. I like the dynamite. It's just a little early, obviously. But the intention to detonate dynamite here on backline on both the Wu Yang and Moira is good. You could have probably forced Moira fade if she didn't already fade. I wasn't paying attention to that. Or Wu Yang shift, or both. Make them use key resources. And if they don't do any of that, then at least they're burning and then are focusing on surviving and healing each other instead of everything else happening in the game. So yeah, ignoring the Ashe here to shoot the squishies who are right in front of you, that's totally fine. Now they're backing up. Good. Glad we're making a movement here. This is good. Decision, okay. Yes, it's fine. Sure, why not? Why not? Take the 1v1. Just be careful. Make sure that it is a 1v1. You are exposing yourself to this angle over here, so it's kind of like if somebody happens to swing you, pretty much just as Bastion, maybe this Wu Yang, and they see you up there, then it becomes not a 1v1, and your fight is a little bit less fair. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Yep. I like how you engage here with your Genji. That's very big. Your team starts to invest ultimates and try to push the fight forward. So what do? Coach up and you try to help your Genji. It's good. It's a little late, but it's good. Yep. Don't ignore that, Ashe. Yeah, I mean, now you're just free. You're free up here. You can do whatever you want. Like, what are they gonna do? They have to hit a nice knife on you, or this Wu Yang has to be really good at controlling his water orbs. Okay, I don't hit it. Oh, we miss. Oh, we just slightly miss. That's okay. Don't panic. This is ballsy. Your pathing here is crazy. You panic. You could have waited. I would have waited and probably just taken the fight against the Bastion, or I would have just come back down here like you've done a few times. But you don't, and then you just walk way out. Like, look at this pathing. Way out in the open. Way out in the open. And I think you kind of get forced over here because of Bastion, like, shooting at you. But just this rotation is really, really messy. I mean, not a bad coach. This is a good position for you. This would be an instance where I want Bob to sit on the payload. So we aimed Bob a little bit to the right. Right, so if they don't get this cap here, which I mean they do, but your only shot, given the state of the team fight, is to throw Bob on cart. Now you're probably going to lose because it would be a 1v5, but just throwing the Bob off cart here is a little bit of a problem because we just need to recognize that in order for us to do anything here, this Bob needs to sit on cart and prevent the cart from being moved. I don't know why it says victory. Obviously you lose. But yeah, I mean, once you got here, this is fine too. Your team just kind of collapsed, right? So if we take a look about what's happening, let's go back a little bit further. Okay. So then we try to coach, and really this is kind of what screws you. We miss this, right? So we miss this, so we're not here to shoot them here, and then we have to make this really horribly awkward long rotation through here, and then get mega, and then coach, and then by the time all that happens, the cart's like right here. So this is a game of losing, coach, that you sadly just whiffed here. Like, you lost the game because of this coach. So you had time, but you panicked. See, look, oh my gosh, by the time you're up and ready to shoot, wow. And now you're helping. But they have Queen ult, which is really valuable, and this Queen hits the most disgusting Queen ult I've ever seen in my entire life. It's literally everybody. Their team has good follow-up. I mean, you're distracting your Bastion, but they hit the really nasty Queen ult. And their Bob is just creating so much chaos. Your team just can't support, just can't win. I don't see any world in which you win this game if you don't hit this coach right here, because you need to be here to start poking them here. Okay, we need to be here to be able to shoot them, and I know that's what you wanted to do, and it just sucks that you whiffed. Because we probably don't kill tank, but at least we probably pick the supports. Man, that's tough. That's tough. Okay, Sai. One thing to work on. One thing. Okay? I gotta think about it. Because, I mean, because I've coached you a few different times now, so the thing that I will tell you to work on is probably something I've said before. I'm just trying to think about what maybe your biggest weakness was this game. And I mean, I feel like it's going to be the same thing that I really have said before. It's you need to get off main. You are playing on main a lot more than you need to be. You need to go take an angle. You need to take high ground. You need to deny space. You need to control space. You need to not stack with your team. You need to not stack with your tank. Now, in a situation like here, when you're just rounding the corner, I understand it a little bit more because there's really not a whole lot of space for you to take unless you go for the rotation back here, which might put them out of your effective range, but it's all situational depending on where they are and whatnot. But it's still better to come back here and then maybe try to take an angle up here or deep in and come up here than it is to just sit with your tank on main. But it's a little less excusable when we go back to the start of the point and your start of your defense here to just kind of sit here and hope that something happens. Like, you need to go make something happen. This is just sitting main bodying and not really denying them any space that your team already isn't. Like, your tank and the rest of your team is obviously fighting here, so they're trying to deny them that space. So you're not really contributing at all. And as soon as their Ashe took this high ground, you can see how the fight devolved against you, because suddenly this Ashe was a threat to you and controlled all this space, and then suddenly you couldn't help control any of that space. So just by being up here, their Ashe controlled you and took you out of the fight and allowed their team to win this fight. So the problem stems from just sitting main. Sitting main. Go somewhere else. Take different angles. Take different angles. If you are on main, I just want you to think, where else can I be? And then go there. Because most, like 99% of the time, main is not going to be where you want to be. So get off main. That's it. That's my advice. That's what I want you to practice. I genuinely just want you to go into every game and like every 30 seconds, every minute or so, just think to yourself, where am I? And if the answer is main, say, okay, where do I need to go instead? Where can I go instead? Doesn't even necessarily have to be the right answer. You don't have to give yourself the right answer. Just think of an answer somewhere else. And I think that will help a lot. So good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you for the VOD, as always. And I will see you next week, presumably. All right, bye.